just catch all that. Got it! We have it!
Check it!
Markram uses his feet to perfection.
He goes again.
And then there were 10. We're getting to the world-class players in the Betway SA20 Season 4, the top 10 most impactful. Remember, we're using the SA20 MVP ranking system. What does it look for? Match impact, conditions, and pressure. And this man performed under pressure. He's younger than me, 21-year-old James Coles. 152 runs in 5 innings, average close to 40, 5 wickets as well, Murray. But think about that knock against GSK. We did that game. Stubbs was struggling at the other end. He got 61, then qualifier 2. 45 in 21 balls when the ball was ragging. What a season.
Yeah, impact straight away. I had a chat to Russell Domingo about when he made his debut for the Sunrise, and he said, we've got James Coles coming in. And Ollie looked at me and went, Murray, this man can play the game. And, it's very young, not really knowing what he's about, not knowing how he plays the game. I think this man's got a massive future in international cricket, because I tell you what, when he came into that thing, he almost, the control he had, first of all, with the ball, against some seriously good players. And then the way he went about his business with a bat in hand, big situations, big tournament for a young man from a different country to come in and, like I say, really unknown, and to come in and to do what he's done. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, and it shows you when you've got someone providing confidence and someone who's got a bit of potential and gets backed by a coaching staff, you can see what they do. So, look, I thought he was excellent. The impact that he made, rightfully in the top 10.
I have a feeling you'll want this man a little higher because of the fast bowling union. Number 9, Anrich Nortje, speed of light. 11 matches, 18 wickets, only 7 power play overs, but 9 at the back end. And we said earlier, only him and Valoon, best economy in the last 5. Wicket in every single game. This man bowled the speed of light. Wicket in every single game. Should he be higher?
I think that's the key, is the speed of light part. For someone who has almost been in the wilderness a little bit with injury and not playing for South Africa as often as everyone else would have hoped. But, the way he's come into a franchise where he's from, obviously playing for more than just a team, playing for a province that he grew up in. So wonderful to see him running in, wonderful to see that moustache glimmering in the sunlight. And the control he showed, the aggression he showed, and I was uncomplicated from Anrich Nortje. The slow balls were there when he needed it, but his job is to bowl fast, and my goodness did he bowl fast. Big impact, wickets all the time. He's one of those guys as a batter, when you know he's still got overs left, you're going, okay, when's he coming on, when is this? So you're really aware of when he's going to bowl because of the pace that he bowls at. So just going about his business yet again and showing all the class.
Next on the list, this man probably will be at, what's -1 or -5? What's higher than 1? Anyways, because he led Chris Morris's favourite team, the Pretoria Capitals. Keshav Maharaj makes an appearance in the top 10. 12 wickets in 11 games at 22, and didn't bowl a single over in the power play, but I assume it's economy that has got this man to this point, because everywhere went at 4 runs and over in the back end, less than 7 and over in the middle. Is Keshav Maharaj deserving of a top 10 place?
Absolutely. Leading the Pretoria Capitals in, first of all, let's call it conditions that he's not really used to. He's a Durban boy. He's got the slightly different pitches than in Centurion, but started off a little bit slow in the tournament. But once he got going, the impact that he made in those middle periods, controlling the game, taking wickets at the right time, but the economy rate again going down. I thought the captaincy was excellent throughout the tournament. For him to change franchises, take over the captaincy and get his team into the final is a brilliant achievement. But the way he led, the way he took control of games with the ball in hand, excellent again. And unfortunately, it's what we expect, Keshav. You just keep doing what you're doing because you're world class, and just another consistent season from Keshav Maharaj.
And one thing I'm noticing a lot in this video is all the West Indians are here, because there's another one in the top 10. We had Shehop at 11 in the previous episode. Number 7, it's Sherfane Rutherford. 10 innings, 334 runs at 48 and 165 strike rate. And a big part of why he would be in the top 10, Murray, is because he won 4 player of the matches. You're rewarded in this system 4 player of the matches and impact, remember. And what about 7 for 5? He got 74 off 50 against GSK. And it's a side of Rutherford that us West Indians don't see very often. But the SA20 brought another side out of him. 4 for 24 against my Cape Town, all-rounder.
Absolutely. Listen, but I played with Sherfane Rutherford at Delhi Capitals. He did a job for us with the ball as well. I don't think his body appreciated it as much as everyone else did. But he was someone that people in South Africa would be going, who is this Rutherford guy? Because he absolutely took this tournament by storm. People come to watch, they don't come to watch wickets and guys hit fours. They come to see people hit sixes. And my goodness, he came in and absolutely walloped that cricket ball around the stadium. And, you know, it was at such a crucial period for the Pretoria Capitals because they were struggling. And then when he came in, it almost as he came in and became the glue of that lower order that finishes innings or finishes games for them. And, you know, once he came in, all the bowlers started taking notice of cheapers. We need to really be onto this guy. And if we miss our mark, we're going to get hit anywhere. And that's the key for me. He doesn't just hit at one place. His strength is all around the ground. And when you've got someone like that in your team, he's so difficult to bowl to and it creates a fear factor in the bowling lineup. So rightfully in the top 10. We won't talk about his wickets because that wasn't really his job. But when you can add value there, it's always good. But the batting, the explosive hitting, the quick hands, it was just an absolute pleasure to watch him play.
Great season for Sherfane. Great season for this man as well. Number 6 is Aiden Markram, captain of DSG. 309 runs in 7 innings, average of 44, strike rate of 153. And in the 3 innings opening, 199 runs to end the season because of that brilliant 100. 108. There's a trend here. All the guys that got hundreds did very well in the rankings. 108 against Power Royals in Durban. What a knock.
Listen, I think that's where the DSG almost missed a trick slightly. I think you do need to have Aiden Markram opening the batting because we see what he does when he does open the innings. So, look, Mr. Consistency, captaining yet again. I think they can be a little bit disappointed with the weather. Unfortunately, there were a few chances there where he could have made more runs, won more games, but can't control the weather. So I think they would have been a little bit upset with that because we all would have loved to have seen Aiden Markram bat more. But look, again, world-class player. In my opinion, the best batter in our country and doing the business yet again and leading well with a very experienced side. So they probably would have liked to have gone further in the tournament, but again, showing his class, showing the player that he is, and again, showing why he's up at the top of the earning side too.
Where is he from again?
Pretoria boy, but come on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Don't make a scene.
That's what I thought. Right, we are now at our top 5 players of the Betway SA20 Season 4. Everybody I just called there, you think pretty deserving of a top 10 place,
I think so, yeah. I'm struggling to find my best 11, which we're going to get to soon, but definitely deserving.
Right, I'm glad he said that. Roll the tape here, where in the last episode, Chris Morris said this. We just did our 20 to 11. Anyone else you think should have been in the top 10?
Bartman, Herman,
and Bretsky. So tell me how you're getting those 3 guys into the top 10.
I want to make them all Sunrisers because they won the tournament.
Right. Anyways, we'll get to our top 5. He said he wants Bartman, Bretsky, and Jordan Herman in this top 10. I don't know who he's taking out. At number 5, Murray, Sikandar Raza, 15 wickets in 10 innings. This man could have had more because I remember after 6 games, he had 13. He had a slow end to the tournament and still had some contributions with bat in hand, got both right and left-handers out, 9 right-handers, 6 left-handers. Wow, this guy was unstoppable this season.
Yeah, as you said, slightly slow finish to the tournament, but listen, came in slightly after a few couple of games and made an impact straight away. Mystery deliveries, different change of angle of the arm, higher, lower, ball behind the back, spins it both ways, and what he did so well was control his length and his pace. You know, he picked up what he needed to do on certain pitches and, you know, taking wickets in important phases. If someone got away from the game, you almost felt that he was the one to bring it back and get the big player out. So when you've got someone that's doing that, key to your squad. Obviously came in and contributed nicely with the bat when he needed to. Big moment player.
Yeah. And a 6 off the last ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was just pure passion from the man when you got a wicket. And that shows you someone who really wants to be playing. And, you know, for coming into the SA20, I think it's the first time to come in and make an impact like he did. Show the passion, good around the Royal squad.
Yeah.
Deserve it of the top 10.
First Zimbabwean player ever to be in the SA20. He's paving the way off the field as well. Now, we told you that this system rewards hundreds because our next man scored not only 1 but 2 hundreds in a single season Ryan Rickleton, 337 runs. The man is addicted to runs when it comes to the Betway SA20. Average over 40, struck at 150 plus. But I wonder as well, Maury, if the ranking system took into account how dependent my Cape Town were on him. And hence he got a few extra batting points because of it. But only 2 players in this league have more than 100. Markram, Rickleton.
Just Ron Rickleton doing Ron Rickleton things, to be very honest, up at the top. I think there might have been a little bit of fuel to the fire by the original World Cup squad that was picked. So I think it was probably a case of I'm going to prove everybody wrong of why I should be there. And when you've got a player like that that's playing, it's so difficult. Of his caliber, for someone who's got a little bit more motivation to score runs, it's a dangerous person to be bowling to. But again, the ball striking so clean, scoring runs when he needed to in the big games. Obviously the first 100 going down in a very hard chase, not winning the game, but an excellent knock on its own. And then obviously that massive one at the Wanderers, his home ground. So, you know, the way he went about his business, the way he kept, and just the pure impact that it made. Again, fully deserved of being that top 10. And I potentially could be all 4 years in a row in the top 10, if I'm not correct. So, yeah, Ryan Rickleton, chuffed for him, did really, really well and showed the world what he's about.
We always talk about all-rounders, no bias involved with Chris Morris here, but
engine room.
I feel like every year this man will be in the top 3 of the rankings. Marco Jansen, again, part of a winning team, 3rd title in the Betway SA20, and he plays such a factor. 13 wickets in 11 innings, the best economy in the power play, also 6 wickets at the back end as well, and 3 for 10 in the final to win it all. He had a quiet year in terms of wickets, but it's his best economy ever in a season, less than 7 and over. How do you quantify Marco Jansen?
No, he's pure gold. He's someone that I think if we had to redo the auction now and everywhere that come from scratch, there would be a record. Yeah. Because I don't think many teams will have enough money to get him, because he is so valuable to a squad. You know, he bats, he bowls, he fields. Off the field adds value, but you know, I thought it was a quiet year with the bat this year. Obviously, he could have done a little bit more this year with the bat, but what he adds with the ball, and again, in a final, coming in and bowling, getting 3 for 10 in a final, it's unbelievable how he just shows up in big games so consistently, year in, year out. And, you know, the fact that he's up at the top there and potentially could have pushed for the top with getting more runs, but again, so much value added, and a world-class player, and he's still so young, and that's what the scary thing is. He's only going to get better, and you know, as long as Sunrise Eastern Cape can keep him, he's going to go down in the history books as one of the greatest all-rounders to play in South Africa, I think.
He won the award for the most dots as well. Think about where he was and how valuable dots will be. So, fully deserved Marco Jansen, top 3. Then we get to our top 2, and I know you guys know there are a couple players missing that we haven't called yet. There's one big one. How old did you say you were again?
I'm 39 this year, Nikhil.
The next man on this list, I think him and Chris Morris did a secret switch in age. Morris behaves like a 22-year-old. This man bats like a 39-year-old. Dewald Brevis, it was a coming of age of Brevis in this tournament. 370 runs. Maury with 100 in the final. First ever in the SA20. Nothing else needs to be said.
Well, the only similarity between myself and Dewald Brevis is that neither of us run between the wicket, because I can't anymore, and he hit 6s. But look, for a young man again being bought, changing franchise, being bought in the auction for a lot of money.
16 million rand.
16 million rand. So for the record to be going to Brevi, it is an added pressure. From talking from experience, you do have that natural pressure of scoring runs. And I do think in the beginning of the tournament, some of his shot selections were questionable. But once, for me personally, that 7 for 5, when Pretoria Capitals were 7 for 5 at the Wanderers. And yes, he got a few innings before that and got some runs and some good partnerships with Sherfane Rutherford. But you talk about season-defining innings. For me, that was a season-defining innings, because he showed the maturity, he showed what everybody knows he can do. You know, we know he can hit the ball for 6, we know he can hit 4s, but can you bat time and under pressure? And my goodness, did he prove everybody right, because we all know what he can do with the bat. And that, for me, that innings defined the rest of the season for him, because got that 50 or 60 odd that day. Next game did the same thing. 75, and then obviously the final, he got the 100. So peaking at the right time, as I like to say about teams, and he peaked at the perfect time, showed his class, and so valuable, and proved everybody right why he got bought for so much in the auction. And unbelievably chuffed for the man. Obviously, World Cup squad going to the World Cup. He's going to be such a key role for the Proteas. But the way he went about his business yet again, it's one of those ones where, as a cricket lover and a cricket watcher, you can be so proud because you watch the player develop in a tournament, not just over a year, but in an actual tournament, because he's shown glimpses of what he can do. He's put it all together, and everybody now is going, we've got him, and it's good to go. So sad to go down in the final after getting 100, but look, end of the day, this is cricket. Someone had to lose, but yeah, so chuffed for him, and unfortunately just missing out on that top spot.
And if Brevis was 2, then the man ahead of him had to be special. It was the rise of the Kock. I didn't come up with that, Morris did. Well done, Murray. 390 runs in 11 games with 4 half-centuries. They didn't lose a game this season chasing Sunrisers Eastern Cape, and he played a special part in all of those chases. What about that unbeaten 77? They chased down 177 in Centurion. He went home crying with 10 wickets to spare. What a season for the #1 player and MVP of the Betway SA20 Season 4. Does he deserve the #1 spot?
100% the MVP of the tournament. It's probably the best I've seen Quinton play in years. He has had a few lean years, if you want to call it, shown glimpses of what he could do, but the consistency also didn't hang about, got on with his game. He would either get out very early, or once he got in, he was so good. And when you've got someone like that in your change room who's not the loudest, but when he speaks, everybody listens. He's one of those types of players. And you almost saw a different Quinton de Kock this year. Wasn't more relaxed.
You said that actually, beginning of the season, I remember you said he just very simple, staying still, and no ramps, no reverse sweeps, just clean.
Just uncomplicated, and I've seen him play since he was 16, and the way he's developed throughout the years, the way he's matured as a person, obviously a family man now, but also has such a good connection with the Eastern Cape. And it's big connection with the coaching staff, and it almost looked like he was relaxed, he was happy, and he was happy to be in that space. Obviously back in the national side now, making his comeback, and he just showed everybody why he came back from the wilderness, if you want to call it, because he was all class. And I use the word uncomplicated because that's exactly what it was. Played the ball on merit, a little bit of premeditation, but it was calculated, and the runs that he scores up at the top. And again, I talk about fear factor in a bowling unit. For someone that's got that literally puts fear in bowlers, that is, you can't buy that. And what he's done for their franchise, for the Sunrisers, I think he is deserving of that #1 spot. What he did behind the stumps, taking some unbelievable
the keeping would have got
catching.
him a lot of points as well.
Obviously, the experience behind the stumps, changing fields, captaining from the back, invaluable. Obviously, Tristan Stubbs captaining for the first time. He needed all the experience around him, and no one better than Quinton de Kock to have. So, the MVP of the tournament, Quinton de Kock, fully deserved, and even better, cherry at the end of the tournament, winning the trophy for the first time. So unbelievably chuffed for him, and hopefully we've got quite a few more seasons of that man, because I'm one of his biggest fans.
He probably was in the wilderness that helped him, because he loves his hunting and loves his fishing, both of things he could have done in Abercha. Murray, top 30 done. 30 best players of the Betway SA20 Season 4. Don't go anywhere though, because in our next episode, we are picking our team of the season, and maybe saying which player could have been higher, and maybe some lower as well. This has been so much fun. Thanks to the Wicket Brewery. What a setup to rank our top 30. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm speaking for him, he has as well, and we've loved having your company.